have you been in an audience where you and the entire group around you felt the spontaneous need to stand and applaud the presentation you just witnessed? How often does that happen? And how often have you been the one giving the presentation that got the standing ovation? In this video, we're going to unpack the #1 secret to getting standing ovations. If you want to be a more effective leader, if you want to be more effective at influencing, inspiring, motivating groups of people, then I reckon understanding the secret of standing ovations is an absolute game changer. Tackle this in 4 stages. Why this matters, 2 contrasting scenarios, what is the secret, and how do we apply it? Yeah! Okay, that's me giving myself a standing ovation. Now, I totally take the point that if you really think about it, getting a standing ovation every time you presented would be pretty weird. It would also be pretty awkward. Imagine, like, hi guys, these are the latest sales figures. Any questions? Yeah! Like, amazing! That obviously makes no sense. The problem is, if you think of the last corporate presentation or conference you attended, it's likely you had the experience of the exact opposite of a standing ovation. Think about it. You get an invite to an offsite, a conference, a gathering, a get-together, or a forum, whatever you want to call it. And what's the image that forms in your mind? A group of people sitting through mind-numbing PowerPoint presentations, listening politely clapping off the presenter, only to be greeted by more of the same. This should just be a cliche, but it actually does happen. Based on the hundreds of conferences and offsites that I've presented at and the hundreds of presenters I've seen present at them, it actually happens a lot. Just last week, I got a call from a potential client asking if I could do a 1-hour keynote presentation at their conference to, quote, break up the day a bit. I just heard that and I thought, oh my God, break up the day a bit. Wow, it sounds like the rest of your day must be riveting. Let me paint 2 scenarios for you. Firstly, imagine a group of busy adults who have a lot of pressing work that they need to attend to, but you get them and you lock them in a room for 2 hours and cut them off from the outside world. Then sit them in chairs, expect them to be silent, and show them lots of slides covered with words and graphs and numbers, and just talk at them. Have presenters go over time and apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry, I know this slide's busy. And at the end, ask any questions. You can hear a pin drop, and not in a good way. Now, imagine a stadium concert. It could be the Rolling Stones or Beyonce or Harry Styles, BTS, I don't know who's popular. Anyway, get the idea, right? As you enter the stadium, people are jumping about, talking, laughing, screaming. When the star or stars take the stage, the crowd goes absolutely bananas. Everyone joins in, singing the words, rapping the lyrics, and the performance is phrased in such a way that the energy and emotion builds to a crescendo until everyone is left gasping for more. They scream they want an encore. Everyone stands. The ovation is deafening. I haven't been to a concert for a while. Remember those? So which of these scenarios did your last offsite conference or presentation resemble? So what is the secret? The secret! Oh God, I hope that doesn't end up in every film. Here's what a standing ovation does not hinge on: your expertise, your intelligence, great information, wonderful visuals, multimedia, passionate and eloquent delivery, talent. You know how the way Tony Robbins gets standing ovations? He gets everyone to stand, jump around, then he says, that's the end, and they applaud, and they're already standing. I mean, that is cheating, isn't it? All of these things are important to you being a good presenter, but they won't have you filling up the Sydney Opera House or the Madison Square Garden anytime soon. In fact, the secret to a standing ovation does not have anything to do with the presenter at all. The #1 secret to getting a standing ovation is controlling the physiology of your audience. That's it. Nothing else matters more. The secret is in the title of this video: standing ovation. Standing is a physiological response. It requires energy and effort to execute. Looking back at these 2 scenarios, the biggest difference is not what the presenters were doing at all. It's the physiological state of the audience. Laughing, talking, moving about, crying, screaming, two-way interaction. And I'm not talking about the corporate presentations. This is all well and good, but does getting a standing ovation actually matter? While getting an appreciative response, even a standing ovation, feels good, it can't be an end in of itself. What is more important is that your audience hears your message and takes action. If what you are sharing requires no action from your audience, you really need to be asking yourself, why am I sharing this? And what is the best indicator that your audience will take action? You guessed it, your audience's physiological state. Think about it. That crowd that leaves the amazing experience that is the Beyonce concert, what is the likelihood that they are going to take the action of buying her next album? Almost guaranteed. But when a CEO finishes his or her 60-minute strategy presentation and the audience is sitting there, slumped in their chairs, eyes glazed over, what do you think the chances are that that audience is going to take action in the way the CEO hoped? Pretty slim, if you ask me. So what does this mean for you? Well, perhaps for your next presentation, you don't actually need a standing ovation or people leaping out of their chairs or screaming and crying and laughing and all that stuff, right? But perhaps you do want them to be engaged and motivated enough to take action. Here's my suggestion. In preparation for your next presentation, ask yourself 3 questions. What physiological state do I need my audience to be in if they are to take the action I want them to take? 2, what physiological state are they likely to be in when I start? 3, what can I do to move them from starting state to desired state? Coming up with an answer to each of these 3 questions in preparation for your next presentation has the ability to totally transform the impact you have on audiences. It will set you apart from 99.9% of presenters and leaders who present, and your audience will thank you. They might even be standing as they do. See what I did there? Feel free to subscribe, like the video. I hope this has been useful. I wish you the best of luck in your next presentation.